Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Mizrahi Perspective. I'm Alon Mizrahi. And in my last video, I told you with a lot of confidence that the US was not going to get involved with Iran. And hours after I posted that video, which became very popular, and people really liked it, and there are hundreds of comments. And I uploaded it in two versions because the first one was incomplete for some reason. And so I uploaded it again. And the video went relative to the numbers I have on this channel, it did very well. And I said the US wasn't going to get involved in this, and the US almost immediately got involved in this, which is a bit funny, I have to say. And I need to admit and to say to all the people who ask me about this, yeah, I got this wrong. I got this wrong. But I also have to clarify that I didn't get this wrong on a strategic big level. I got this wrong on a much smaller scale of the day-to-day events and developments, because none of this is surprising to me. I have written about not only the possibility, but a certainty of a shared campaign between the US and Israel to attack Iran over a year ago. I wrote about a potential deal between Netanyahu and Trump with the participation of big Democrat donors over a year ago. So this is not surprising to me. And I have known Netanyahu's ambitions for many, many years. So it's not that I didn't know what they were capable of potentially conspiring to do. This wasn't where I got this wrong. I got this wrong reading the actual map of what was going on and assuming that in going to war with Iran or in risking war with Iran, the Trump administration was going to do a much better job, or any job at all, in not only building the military power required for a job like this, but also preparing the Americans culturally and politically for this development. And both things didn't happen. I mean, sending in some ships and saying on TV that you may attack or you may not attack, like this is kind of a game. This is not preparing a country for war. The kind of war that taking on Iran entails. This is not reality TV, but reality TV and Israel is all that we have left. Seriously, this is all the West has been reduced to. Showbiz and Israel. The one constant policy, the one thing you can count on, the one thing you know they will always, always, always defend is Israel. Not climate, no gender, no social justice, no any government services, anything that you may imagine. They stand for nothing. And this is true throughout the West. This is one of the gifts of October 7. It has exposed everything in the West, at least, for what it is, and not only in the West, also in the countries that are close to the West, that don't belong politically and geographically to the West, but are part of the Western alliance, like Arab countries. For instance, most of them, even if not all of them. So this is what we're left with. And Trump, in 2 or 3 hours, I mean, look at him. He's celebrating victory in a war that he began and finished in his own mind in 3 hours from a bunker in Washington or in the Pentagon. And it's a war he started and finished, but also did for Israel and did for America first, all at the same time. And it's a war that is started but also avoided at the same time. Everything in one evening. This is Donald Trump and his presidency, and this is what we are. This is where we are as a culture. I mean, because we don't know exactly where we are, and this is where this is going. This is an in-between phase of this. And I wanted to take a minute, and this is what this video is about, basically. Take a minute to appreciate this culture that we're in. What is the sum of all the things that we have been told and we have been taught to think our reality or stand for something? And all we have is this. This is all we have. We have this, and we have the Australian Prime Minister and the Canadian Prime Minister or President, whatever they have there. And the same thing in the UK, the same thing everywhere. In the EU. Israel. Israel, 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 Israel. All the rights that Israel has, all the claims that Israel make, same thing with the media. October 7 has revealed to us it's like an X-ray for Western culture. And this is kind of amazing. This is kind of amazing that this is where we are. But we have to embrace it. This is our reality. And if I have to guess where this is going, I think that the US is preparing, and again, saying the US even is too much, because I'm not sure such a thing exists anymore. Because you cannot tell me of one government body, of elected officials or appointed officials, which represents the US and does serious work and can be taken seriously, and has any authority regarding any policy. Nothing like this exists. This is just Trump and his two major donors and the mood he is in that moment. I'm not sure there is a US anymore in the way, and this is something we'll also have to learn as a lesson from this period in history. But if I have to guess where this is going, I think that, to put it nicely, guided by Israel, instructed, owned by Israel, whatever is the US is actually going to go for regime change in Iran. But they cannot declare it. This is why they haven't prepared the American public for this possibility, because they know how unpopular it's going to be. They know the American public is going to reject it. So they can declare it. This is why they didn't declare it. This is why they didn't make preparations, which I took as indicative of them actually not going for it. But they did it because they are going for it. And what they're doing is try to make it look like Iran is starting this war. This is the method here. This is why they bomb and they say, now let's talk peace. And of course, if Iran meets with them and have any kind of negotiation process, in 2 months they're going to do this again. And they are going to do this again if Iran doesn't agree. They are going to bomb Iran and provoke Iran until Iran responds and kills American soldiers and destroys American assets, at which point they are going to go to the American public and say, see, they are attacking us. We have to defend ourselves. We have to go with Iran because they are an aggressive and belligerent country that attacked us. This is their method here. This is why they're using this bitch tactic. Okay, this undeclared aggression, the US acting like a terror terror organization. It's not saying what it's going to do. Trump is saying maybe yes, maybe no. This is not how a country behaves. This is the lives of many people depend on this. People need to be able to plan ahead. People need to know where they're going. But under the full control of Israel, under Donald Trump, the US doesn't even pretend to be a serious country anymore. It's all managed through a whim. Trump wants to bomb, and he says, maybe I'll bomb, maybe not, we'll see. And this is how the new US goes to war. And I think that very likely Israel and the US are going to attempt a regime change operation in Iran. I still don't know how they are going to do this. I know that this is going to fail miserably because they don't have the forces to do something like this. They don't have an army of millions of people required for something like this. They don't have the stamina for this. They don't have the resources for this. This is way above their league of both Israel and the US. Iran is a big, strong, powerful, prepared country. It's not going to be toppled. And we can already see that after, I don't know, a week and a half of intense Israeli aggression and all the cyber attacks and the espionage and the terrorism that Israel has committed into Iran, Iran is not impressed. It doesn't feel pressure to do anything. It is so strong, so resilient. It is not impressed with what Israel has to offer. It is still bombing Israel every day. It is destroying Israel strategically. And we have gotten used to it so quickly. But my main message in this video is this is all that we have left in the West as Western culture on an official establishment government level. This is all that we have left. This is the sum of centuries of history. There are no values. There is nothing they believe in. There's nothing they stand for. There is only Israel and reality TV. That's it. It is so hollow. It is so empty. It is so meaningless. It is just unbelievable how mature and wise Iran looks compared to the US and Israel and the rest of the West. They look like children. The US is basically managed by children. They are children, those men with Trump. They are not mature men. They have no idea about life. They have absolutely no idea. They have no idea. They can't comprehend what war means. They don't know. They don't know anything. They're just models in suits. Yes men. Trump admirers. That's all they are. They represent nothing. Those suits are empty. And when you listen to debates in American media and the amazing nonsense that's being said about Iran and the women, and feminism and weapons of mass destruction, this is reality TV. Reality TV in Israel. That's it. The US is not ready for war. They have no idea where they're going with this. They have no idea. They have no idea. They have contracted the Israeli disease of escalating out of impulse with no sense of where things are going or what might happen, of what kind of reaction you're going to elicit. They have no idea. They are risking war with Iran and they are probably going to war with Iran basically because Netanyahu convinced them this is the right thing to do. Because they have no backbone, no personality. They have nothing. They are empty. And I read this small tactical map wrong because I was still trying to believe maybe that there's some normalcy in the US, in US government, that some correlation existed between an understandable, coherent goal and the measures taken to potentially achieve it. But nothing like this exists. Nothing like this exists. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. And this is why no one knows where they are going with this. No American knows if their country is going to war tomorrow. Has it gone to war yesterday? What are the potential implications? What should they be prepared for? Why is this happening? They don't know. No one told them. No one bothers with this. What we do know is that only Israel counts. Only Israel counts. For Israel, they will let American soldiers die. They will risk tanking the American economy and collapsing it. They will throw all their Arab partners in the Middle East under the bus. All their friends who send in millions and trillions and invest in the US and buy US weapons, they are throwing them under the bus in an instant for Israel because Israel is everything that there is. There's nothing else. Israel and reality TV. The US went and bombed Iran, knowing that Iran may respond in a way that will destroy Arab countries and destroy their economies and their governments and their system. And it didn't care. It doesn't care. It doesn't care if the whole entire Middle East goes up in smoke for Israel, because Israel is everything there is. So I'm making this video just for us to appreciate this. I don't know what's the adjective to describe this. This is Alice in Wonderland reality. This doesn't even feel real. This is so strange and stupid. But this is where we are. This is where we are. And the one good thing that we can take from it is in the knowing of how much bullshit we have been told in our lives, that we have learned to take so seriously. The flags, the anthems, the stories, all right, about the wars, the battles, the values, what they stood for, why they went to war, and all this nonsense, all this bullshit. It's all nonsense. You get it? It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It has no meaning. It has no meaning. So I'm gonna end with this, and I'm going to remind you, because in the hundreds of comments on my very popular video that was mistaken in its bottom line, many people asked or commented on this channel not accepting gifts and super gifts. And yeah, this is the reality of this channel. It's blocked from getting gifts or any money related activity on YouTube. So if you want to support this channel, the only option that you have is through the link in the YouTube description. It's the buy me a coffee link. This is the only way to support this channel. And I'm gonna follow this and see where this is going, which we like have no idea where this is going, and this confusion, this disorientation that we feel because we are being led in a way that's inconsistent, in a way that has no clear trajectory, no justification, no reason. It's just random and stupid. Israel and reality TV. That's all that we have. That's all that the West has. It's sad, but this is where we are. Thank you, and see you in my next video.